Okay, so the next part, we're gonna cover AI story now. What is AI story? Fairly simple. You give it a story, it creates a story, it puts captions, it does text, captions, text, same thing. It does the voice, it does all your video images, and then it says, here you go, done. No, literally, it's that simple. So let's go ahead and go back to the home screen here. And now we're going to click on AI story video. The very first option that we get is the video style. So far I've done Pixar, I've done Disney style, I've done watercolor style. I think that's the only ones I've done so far. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do watercolor. Clearly can't even say it. Watercolor. Let's go ahead and do watercolor. We'll click on next. And now on this part here for the script, you actually have a couple different options. If you already know exactly what you're looking for, you can come over here to custom prompt and you can type in your actual script in this box. And then you have your hook, which is how the video is going to start, and then your call to action, which is how it ends, right? You get to pick your script length. It could either be 30 seconds to 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds, or 90 to 120 seconds. Every video I've done so far has been about 60 to 90 seconds, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chill with that one. But if you do not know what you want to make yet, you can come back over here to the templates, and the templates actually give you a lot of different ideas. So you can do something that's like an interesting history story, long form jokes, bedtime stories, scary stories, life pro tips, explain to me like I'm 5, philosophy, motivational, fun facts, urban legends, bunch of different options. For this example, rather than using one of the AI scripts that are available, well, not AI scripts, rather than using the AI functionality in here to create the script, I've actually created one with ChatGPT for the previous video. So what I'm gonna use is up here in the top left, there's an option that says custom script. When I click on this one, it's going to allow me to input a script. It's going to allow me to input the hook, and it's going to allow me to input the call to action. So I'm going to go back over here into Notion. I'm going to copy the script. I'm going to copy the script that I already created. I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to copy the call to action. Paste that in here. And I'm going to copy the hook and paste it up here. Okay, now, one of the things that I've noticed, again, this is kind of like learning how your tool works, bouncing that basketball, right? Check your punctuations. Why? Transcriptions, okay? You see things like 3 dots. Normally, if we're reading something that has 3 dots at the end of it, it makes sense to us. Perfect example. If I wanted to say, right, if I typed it, it'd be R-I-I-I-I-I-I-G-H-T, right? And we understand that. But if you give AI, right, it might not come out like that. Matter of fact, a lot of times it doesn't. I got a brrrr, it looked like it was stuttering for like 10 seconds trying to pronounce a word. So go back in here and read it and change anything that looks like it might be confusing to read. You'll figure it out. It's practice, right? Practice, figure it out. So immediately, anytime I see something like 3 dots, I just remove it. Let me see, anything else in here? So reading over the script, everything looks good on here. It doesn't look like anything might get messed up in the transcription itself. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is click on next. And now it's going to take me to the point where I get to create the subtitles. Again, same options as on the caption generator. For these ones, let's see. Since this is an AI story, I'm going to pick something that's not as flashy. Let's do something like this one. We'll go to next. Okay, now we select the audio. This is where we're going to select the actual narrator's voice, and there's a lot of different options on here. This is definitely one of those areas where you just got to keep playing with it until you find something that works for you. In general, it's going to work, but there's a lot of things you can tweak. For instance, before we even look at the voices, if we go to more settings we have an option to adjust the style exaggeration, the voice stability, the voice volume, and the voice speed. Of these 4 options, the ones that I played with predominantly the most is the voice volume. I like to increase it to 100% because I noticed that at 75%, it can sometimes get drowned out in the background music, so that's fine. So I set that to 100. The voice speed is set to 125%. I've found that for my personal likings, you're listening to someone speak really quickly. So 100 to 110% seems to work pretty well for me. Style exaggeration, I don't play with it too much. I have played with it a little bit, as well as the voice stability, but I pretty much just stick with the standard. Standard's 20% for one and 50% for the other. So if we go back to voice, we've got lots of voices available on here. Best thing I can recommend is once you find one that you like for specific reasons, just make a note of it. Like even over here, when I put this Notion document together, I put the characters' names, I put the style exaggeration, voice speed, I put everything on here, so that way if I find something that I really like here, I can always come back to my notes and check and see what settings I set for it. So this is one of those places where I was saying, you'll spend some time tweaking and playing, but once you figure out the formula that works for you, that you like, you just keep repeating it, keep repeating it, keep repeating it. So lots of different voices on here. Let's see, AI short story, right character, left character. That's not correct. That's for a different. I think this was for the dialogue generator or the fake text. Okay, so I botched this one. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and check the old video and I'm gonna use that as a reference and I'll be right back. 1 second. Oh, you know what? Since we're here, let me go ahead and show you exactly how you can find out how you set it up previously, since I gotta do that now anyway. Okay, so if I come back in here, I go back to my projects, right? I'm gonna find the output that I liked, which is this one right here, my AI Story version 6. If I click on an old project and bring it up, there's an option here to recreate. You just click on recreate and it's already preset to all of the options from that video. So if I come over to custom script, you can see everything's still in here. But if I go to audio, if I scroll, I can see, hey, Amina is the voice that I used, right? Volume's already set. If I scroll here, Sands of Time, this is the song that was playing in the background. If I go to more settings, everything's already set here. Looks like I used the voice volume at 75% on this one when I did it. The voice speed is at 100%. Since we're back at the original place where we were a few moments ago, all we gotta do now is just click generate video and it's gonna create a video. We can go ahead and let it run in the background by clicking on back to home. And then once it's available, we'll click back over here in my projects. Right here where it says creating, this is the new project that's being created right now. We're gonna go ahead and let this one process, but since we literally just kind of duplicated the creation of it, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it came out like. So, AI story.
Have you ever found something that shouldn't exist? A young man named Leo stumbles upon an old, forgotten library in a part of town that wasn't there yesterday. The moment he steps inside, the librarian greets him by name, but he's never been there before. As he wanders the aisles, he realizes that every book is about his life, moments he's lived, choices he's made, and even things that haven't happened yet. When he tries to leave, the librarian smiles and says, "You can check out any book, but be careful what you read." Curious and maybe a little reckless, Leo opens a book about a version of himself that won the lottery. Immediately, his phone pings with an incoming transfer of $10 million. Excited, he flips through another book where he's famous, and suddenly his phone explodes with notifications. But then, he notices a dusty, untouched book with his name on it. The title? The One Who Read Too Much. The last page is blank. Leo opens the book Does he read it? Some stories are better left unread. What would you do?
Okay, so that's the AI story feature. We're going to go ahead and call a wrap on this video, and we'll go ahead and come back with the fake text next.